So welcome back. This evening we're going to tackle some percent word problems. And again, I know this is where the anxiety picks up, but we're going to try to use this strategy of that proportion model. We're going to use the percent over 100 is equal to the part over the whole. So remember, the percent is always based on 100, and part over whole is that fraction talk, and we've talked about fractions can be converted to percent, so there's some good meaning to all that. But this is a good strategy for those who just really aren't strong with word problems. This gives you a pathway. So let's take in this word problem. Mr. Brown sold his house through a real estate agent to whom he paid commission of 7% of the sale price. If the sale price of the house was $90,500, how much commission did Mr. Brown pay? So again, when you work with word problems, you always want to find the question. And it just so happens a lot of times the question is at the end. Notice how it kind of starts again with how much commission did Mr. Brown pay? So you have to understand this word commission. Again, commission, if you're a real estate agent, that's the part you get from the sale. So if the house sells for $90,500, the person selling the house, the real estate agent, gets a percentage of that, or in other words, a part of that. So commission kind of represents the part that the person gets. So in the problem, we want to kind of identify the given. So one thing we picked up on is we have the percent is given. That is the 7%. Also, what we pick up on is they tell us the sale price of the house. The sale price of the house is that whole price of the house. So what we also know is the whole is the $90,500. That's the whole price of the house. What we're trying to find is the commission, which is the part. So in this case, the part is what we're looking for. So in this problem, that's going to be our x. That's the unknown. So here's our setup. We put the percent over 100. So we have 7%, so it goes 7 over 100. And that's going to equal then the part, which we do not know, that's going to be our x, and the whole we've identified as 90,500. So now we're ready to solve our setup. And since this is a proportion, we've learned that to solve a proportion, we know that the cross products have to be equal. So that kind of tells us that we can cross multiply to manipulate this. So we have 100 times x is going to equal 7 times 90,500. I didn't bring my calculator with me, so I'm going to have to do that by hand. I wasn't totally prepared. But if you have a calculator, feel free to use calculators. And I'm going to kind of old school it as well. 90,500 times 7. So 7 times 0 is 0, 7 times 0 is 0, 7 times 5 is 35, carry my 3, 7 times 0 is 0, plus 3 is 3, 7 times 9 is 63. So it looks like I have 633,500. So now we know that since this is multiplication, we can kind of think backwards to multiplication, and that tells me that I actually can divide by 100. So x is going to equal 633,500 divided by 100. And what we've learned is dividing by 100 is kind of like dividing by 10 twice. Like there's still 2 zeros there. 100 is 10 times 10. And we learned that each time you divide by a 10, that slides the decimal place one place to the left. So since I'm dividing by 100, that tells me to slide my decimal 2 places to the left. And since my decimals on the end there, I can just slide that over twice, and that's what dividing by 100 kind of implies. So now what I'm left with is 6335, and there's where the decimal point is. So her commission, or his commission, would be 6,335. So my conclusion then is the commission is going to be then $6,335. So the real estate agent took in that much money. So keep that in mind. If you sold the house for $90,500, part of that is going to go to the real estate agent, and then you would get to keep the rest. So you wouldn't be able to keep all that $90,500. You're going to have to allow them to get some of the money for their work. So it's not a bad day's job there to get $6,335 for selling a house. So that's why a lot of people are real estate agents. If you're good at it, it's a pretty good living. Stay tuned.